What is good, everybody? Geeks all over the globe, man. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Cause We're Geeks here on the Globe Sun Geek YouTube channel. Listen, man, it is a guy that's not a bird or a plane. It is your boy, Rev.
It's your boy Will. Had to pull out the periodic table for Marvel because we're gonna be talking some writer things.
So we got the DC Marvel going. That's right. Okay, I see where you're going with that.
Had to cover the gauntlet.
I see, man. I got you. Listen, man, we got a good one for y'all this morning, man. We're glad y'all are here with us, geeking out with your boys. Like my cuz just said, man, we gotta talk about this, man. It's affecting all our favorite movies and TV shows out right now. We gotta talk about this, about the writers' strike that's going on right now. It hurts, something that you definitely don't want to see. We don't want to belittle what the situation is because those writers definitely deserve a lot more than what they're getting right now. So we definitely don't want to belittle that, but we're definitely here to talk about the effects of what it's doing to the movies that we love, the movies and television shows that we love. So we gonna get into that, man. Listen, the one thing that we both been kind of anticipating here, man. We've been hearing a lot of news about. I know you guys been hearing a lot of news about the one movie, man, that I think a lot of people have been kind of waiting to hear and see anything of is this movie here, cuz. And that's the Blade movie. Listen, man. Uh, it's a trip, man. Listen, this movie has been delayed so many times, and I think I remember I asked you and Cam this on a show before. Is this movie ever gonna come out, man? And I think we covered an episode before, man, when they had talked about one of the many delays. This is the timeline right here, man, of the Blade movie and what we've been having so far dealing with this movie. Yeah. 2019, Marvel Studios announces the Blade. I know you remember. I think it was Comic-Con. He came out on stage itself.
Yep.
And they talked about the movie coming out, right? So we were always excited back in 2000. Now, mind you, cuz that's 2019. Yes,
it's turned.
So then in 2020, they hired a director. So you think, okay, you announced the movie, you hired a director. That's pretty standard, right? Pretty normal. But in 2022, that director Tariq leaves the project. We heard that story, right? We didn't think nothing of it. It sucked, but it wasn't like, oh my God, the world is ending, right? But in 2022, the whole entire script was rewritten. So this was kind of like around the beginning of, okay, what's going on with this project, man? And so later on in 2020, the project was put on pause. And I think that might have been around the time I asked you, man, is this movie actually going to get made? Yeah. Like, I'm really starting to believe that this movie might not be getting made, man. That's how I was looking. So in 2023, they hired another director for it. But also in 2023, the film got delayed from 2023 of November of September of 2024. I know you remember that. We covered that part. Yeah. So, because I'm going to ask you again, just like I asked you on a previous show, is this movie going to get made?
I think it's going to get made, but what I'm starting to worry about is if it's going to be made with Mahershala Ali. Primarily because of his age. It's been talked about that when it first dropped, when the news first dropped, he was about 45 years old, and after all these delays and everything that's happening, 4 years later, he's 49, about to be 50, and when it comes to these type of cast or these type of movies, it's basically a series of movies that you're end up making that can end up spanning essentially the course of a decade between just the primary title and then also being in the Avenger style movies, the team ups and things like that. So it could easily end up in a decade worth to 15 years of doing that character. So do you really want Mahershala at 60, 65 years old being Blade? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we think about it for like when it came to like Tony Stark or Iron Man, with Robert. That was what 15 years, almost 2 decades of him playing that particular character,
Yeah.
and just to give you an idea of it. So for Mahershala, like I'm starting to think it's like what would be the window for them to decide to change actors? Go with somebody younger. Like I would love for him to play the role,
Listen,
but all
I
these
don't know if it's
delays.
Marvel's choice. I think Marvel does want him. Remember, I told you this on the show, like a previous show a while back, man. It's really on him. Remember, I told you I think that it was rumored that he wanted to step away because it was taking too long,
Yeah,
and he understands, like you just said, he's not getting any younger, right? Like he's
yeah,
over 50.
yeah,
And like you said, if for you to start a franchise at that age, which is why you see a lot of times, man, whenever they start these type of franchise, they try to go a little bit younger, bro, because that
hmm,
like I said, if it does end up being a series of movies, it's going to span close to a decade. We've seen it
yeah,
before, right? So
yeah,
that's why I said like with this movie, like man, listen, I don't know Mahershala's schedule or whatever. I'm pretty sure he's a guy that is sought after, being a 2-time Academy Award winning actor. So you yeah, two time. Like you listen, bro, you gotta and you know what though, cuz I can't blame this one on Marvel. It's not their fault.
yeah,
We talked about this, man. The writer strike is nothing to play with right now. I
yeah,
think me talked about this on the last episode, and I told you, I said, man, look, you better hope and pray that this writer strike lasts about 2 weeks. About two
yeah.
weeks. So there's another strike that's about to come up here, probably here very soon. We're gonna hit that here in a little bit in the show, a little bit later in the show. But yeah, man, like I said, mm,
Mm.
I don't want to be definitive and say it's not gonna happen, bro. But
It's nervous
yeah,
time.
I am. Like, if I could have just at least seen a picture of him in the Blade suit or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of get a
Yeah,
taste of what we have to get, in store for or whatever. But nah, man, I think they'll still make the movie. But once again, too, what this ends up doing, this delay, well, yeah, this delay starts shifting things around. We've
yeah,
seen this happen before. Remember during the pandemic, for a prime example, Spider-Man was supposed to come out after Doctor Strange. Remember?
yeah,
And
yeah,
because of the pandemic, they end up switching it around, which made
yeah,
them have to take certain things out of each of the movies because it was supposed to intertwine with each other or whatever, right? And
yeah.
so with this, man, this might affect some other movies, man. Like, and not just movies, it's affecting a lot of TV shows stuff too, man. So I don't know, man. I hate to see it. Like I said, you want to see this guy play Blade. We've been hearing about this since 2009. It's 4 years ago, cuz 4 years ago.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
came out and it's kind of feeling like the whole Flash thing all over again, man.
Oh my God.
Remember how
It's
long that took? It's like Jesus,
yes.
man,
Gonna have to watch that movie so many times to get caught up from all the PTSD.
bro. That movie they announced that movie the beginning of the Flash television series, and Flash television series just ended, and it's
Yeah.
coming out. I want everybody to think about that. They announced that movie when the Flash series started, the TV show started.
Okay.
It is now coming out when the show is ending, man. That's crazy, bro. But
That's
yeah,
incredible.
man. You got anything else you want to touch on this?
No, there was just like I said, I feel like it's going to be giving us PTSD as well. That's what I think it's going to be made. But yeah, that's the main thing that I'm worried about is if he will be doing it just because of his age and because the longer that he waits on this movie, he might end up having to pass up on other jobs, and I doubt he want to
Right.
do that. Especially
Who would
if
you
it's a
want to play
chance for
Blade?
another great.
Let's just say
Ooh,
hypothetically, just
great
throwing this out
question.
there. Who would you want to put? Who would you want to play Blade if he ends up stepping down? If they decide, like, say he steps
Oh
down, they want to
man,
still make the movie. Like, who do you think who think would be a good Blade?
the one that I think would have the range for it, the young kid from Stranger Things. I think he's like 22 now,
Boy, you be trying
21,
to put him in
22.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think
bro,
he's
they
at
could
his
get it
20s now.
in. Like he's great. He's great. I think he will be my first choice. Age and talent, that would be my first choice because that alone would allow for him to be in this series, be able to run Blade for a while.
You
That's
know
my
what I
number
thought you
one
were gonna
choice.
say?
Who?
I thought you were gonna say Idris
Idris?
from
Mm.
Snowfall.
Oh man, that would be fun.
No, you know what? I want him to be I want him to be Black Panther.
I see. That would
Yeah,
be
I
okay.
want him to
Yeah,
be the new Black Panther, bro.
that'd be dope.
Yeah, man, he can't play everybody, man. Like you know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying? Can't play everybody.
yeah.
But all right, man. On a happier note, man, we can turn the page. We got some news that just dropped, man. Uh, that I think you'll be excited about, man. So, your boy Venom got a new working title.
Fantastic.
So supposedly, this is the working title so far for Venom, and his working title might have a lot more in it than you think. So it's supposed to be called the work. It's the working title, by the way, y'all. It's not like the permanent title. Working title so far is called Orwell, which
Mhm.
for a lot of people, if you guys know, it's attached to a group of people called the jury, which was also linked to the Lethal Protector storyline for Venom. Man, listen, if you tell me the jury, the Life Foundation, and all, well, actually, the Life Foundation over with because they were in the first episode, the first movie. Are they technically over with or no? I mean, I mean, I don't know how
Um,
they would do it. They'll probably find another way. But yeah, the jury though, a group of kind of like some mercenaries or whatever to kind of hunt down. They got some tech that can hunt down Venom and stuff like that, man. Listen, I'm cool with it because I remember I think me and you talked about it, man, on the Venom spoiler show. I didn't know what route they would go if they did a Venom 3.
yeah,
I remember I thought that I think the last person I could think of was like a Noel King of the Symbiotes, but I don't think they'll go that crazy. Maybe I don't know, because Noel was like a Avenger level threat. So
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if it'll be just be Venom by himself that can handle that. But nah, I think this route keep it more street level. I think this
Hmm.
route will be great. Kind of have it to where like the jury used to work. I guess there's still a Life Foundation after that. Okay, can't think of the guy's name. He died in the first one. Who was like the leader of the Life Foundation? If
Yeah,
he kind of got some people in place that set up these guys to go hunt for Venom or whatever after what he did in the first movie or something like that. I don't know, but yeah,
I think that'll be fun.
that should be interesting, man. What you think?
I'm looking forward to it, especially with Spider-Man got pulled out of, he's for the most part solo in the MCU. So I would look forward for him to be. I just wanted him and Venom to be on the same screen, especially this Venom. I really enjoy this Venom. Let them be on the same screen because I think it could be something special. If they do end up going with the anything with as far as this title, as far as to show that uh, essentially Venom is getting hunted by this group, that will be fun. That will be fun. Just thinking about it, the amount of uh, just connections and power that the technology for that they have to have, uh, and just in the comics alone, to be able to see their power. I think that would be fun to bring it onto the screen. Me and one of my friends were talking about uh, movies like this, especially after Guardians of the Galaxy. The fact
Mm,
that not every Marvel movie has to connect. Like Guardians is a great standalone MCU movie.
mm-hmm.
It didn't have too much to do with Avengers Post or any other story. It was
Yeah,
just a great Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And I feel like that's what Marvel needs to get back to is just creating good solo movies to help build up again. And whenever they do want to intertwine within the overall story arc, let's say now it's the multiverse, they can use the post-credit scenes for that, which they've done in the past. Just get back to your original equation. Make
right.
great movies with great stories. connected at the end, which would be your post credit scenes, and that's what made the post credit scene so special. Your mid credit, post credit scene so special was
Right.
because it actually got you ready for what's coming next. Even if the next Guardians or I said a Venom movie, if even if it wasn't another one coming out, it gave you preparation of another set of movies. That's what was great about the credits and post credit scenes. And so that's what I'm hoping that they'll be getting back to is make these great stories, make the write the great stories, make the great movies, and intertwine them at the end to where you don't have to uh, keep your stories in a box. Just
Right.
when you keep them in a box, it ends up hindering them, and it doesn't allow them to be as great as they had the opportunity of being. You break out the box and let them just be a solo act. Ah, possibilities endless at that point. Just because they're source material for a lot of the things. So that's what I'm hoping for. Is that that's what they're getting back to, making great solo movies and intertwine at towards the end of it. What you think?
Man, that's man, you hit it, man. Like I didn't think about it like that, but
Yeah.
you had a great point, man. Because when you started saying that, I started going back to like the first Iron Man and all that, and the first Thor. Like you said, they made the movies, but at the same time too, they didn't have another, they didn't understand. Well, not understand. They didn't know that it was going that Marvel was gonna get this big, right? They didn't know
Yeah.
that it would be spanning over like 20 years, like you said,
Yeah.
or 20
Understandable.
something movies and now television shows or whatever. And
Yeah.
so, but yeah, like get back to that, man. Like you said, we didn't know anything about Thor or Captain America and them until you saw the end credits. Then
Mm-hmm.
that's how you get them interwoven with each other and stuff like that. But yeah, now you're right, man.
Yeah.
Um, like you made a good point too with Guardians of the Galaxy. It was, and I think I was watching a video, man. And they kind of mentioned that same thing. They said, remember, because in the Guardians, they didn't mention anything about Thanos. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because it could have easily mentioned it because higher evolutionaries, he likes to create things, and for
Yeah.
your creations to be cut in half by Thanos, that will probably kind of piss you off or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so they didn't say anything about that. Like you said, it felt like its own standalone. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't one of those cases where, man, I had to go watch She-Hulk to understand what I'm watching over here in Guardians, or man, I had to go watch Moon Knight to understand what I'm watching in Guardians. It's like you can
Yeah.
watch that movie on its own and also still get the whole gist of what's going on
Yeah.
in just that one movie or whatever. So yeah, no, that's a
Yeah.
great point, bro. That's a great point. But yeah, with the whole Venom thing, I'm ready. I don't know who the director is. I don't know if who was the director? Andy Serkis. I don't know if Andy Serkis coming back.
Yeah.
I don't do you want Andy Serkis come back? Or you want to try
Not
to
in
give
this role.
somebody else to
I'm ready for someone else. Like the last one, it was all right. But I would, yeah, I would want somebody else just
yeah.
to bring a different touch to it.
Yeah, I agree. I like you said, I think when we did the spoiler review for it, I remember saying like I didn't like the movie was not bad. I'm not saying the movie was bad, but
Not at all.
it didn't pull off from the first one. Like it was like pretty much it felt like it was on par with the first one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like okay, it was pretty good. Like I wasn't like I didn't feel the way I felt by Guardians with this movie. Like Guardians, I'm like, man, yo, I gotta go see that movie again. I loved it. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. With this
Yeah.
one, I'm like, okay, yeah, I saw it. It's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
But like you said, we were on board with the whole Andy Serkis thing because Andy Serkis is like the king of motion capture, right? So we thinking like, yo,
Oh man.
man, they about
Yeah.
to have this Venom looking like he realistic and stuff, man. It still looked the same as it did in the first one.
Yeah.
And so, I'm just like, let's give somebody else a try. Let's give a more
Yeah.
strong director as far as someone who's great with storytelling a chance on this movie and let's see what it does, man.
That part.
But yeah, man. We got another one. This right here hits close to home. This story here. We got the Superman Legacy. It's supposed to be filming here pretty soon, cuz. So
Yeah.
as we know, supposedly they're supposed to be filming here in 8 months. So pretty soon they're already doing principal production and all that stuff, man. Kind of getting the scenes. I mean, the location and stuff, the locations and all that stuff set and everything. It's getting ready to start filming here in about 8 months. Listen, man. The reason why we're going to talk about this movie, not just because they're about to film here in 8 months, but because we know who the writer and the director of this movie is.
Yeah.
James Gunn. Now, the reason why I bring this up, so James Gunn is credited as the writer. There's a writer strike going on right
Hmm.
now. So we talked about it on the last episode. Because he is a writer, he can't. So supposedly they're finished with the script, right?
Yeah.
But they can't do any punch ups to the script because of the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Even though he's James Gunn, he runs DC or whatever. As a writer, he still cannot do anything to it because he's part of
Yeah.
the WGA. So here's the other part, cause we kind of touched on this a little bit in the beginning of the show. There might be a director strike. So James Gunn is also part of the DGA. So
Jesus.
yeah, they were saying that people was like, "Oh, why don't he just drop from both of those?
Look at
Drop from
that.
the WGA and drop from the DGA or whatever, right?" And
Yeah.
listen, if you do that, then that means this movie would not be protected
Yeah.
by the Teamsters. So you don't want to do that just because you want to hurry
No.
up, drop and release the movie or whatever. Trust me, you're not this movie not the only movie that's gonna suffer if it gets to that point. They're not gonna be
Yeah.
the only movie that suffers. Everybody is suffering right now, as we kind of touched on in the beginning of the video, right?
Yeah.
I just I just hope that the directors kind of take notes on what's going on with the writers, man.
Yeah.
And hopefully get these negotiations, man, squared away before. Because, like I said before, you don't want this to linger on, man. You don't want it to linger on. You want to get this right. You want to get this kind of done quickly, resolved quickly, man, so we can get the things going again, man. Because the longer this goes on, like we said, the longer the projects get pushed back, and we
Hmm.
have a incident like we did back in 2020 during the pandemic when all the stuff got postponed and delayed and
Yeah.
didn't get released or whatever, and everything got pushed back to like 2022 and 23. So hopefully that's not the case, man. They're trying to release this in 2025. So if that's the case, they definitely gonna have to start shooting here very very soon and start getting that going. And by the way, too, man, I think they got their Superman. They just haven't announced it yet. If you already got the date
Yeah.
set and it's that close, like think about it.
Yeah.
2 years, we can sit here and say, "Oh man, 2 years is a long time." Is it though?
Nah, it's
That two
not.
years will go
It's
by just like that, bro. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
We're already at summertime, so
Yeah, we're
yeah.
already halfway through 2023. So yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. So yeah, but what's your thoughts on this, man?
Oh man, it's I can't wait for the movie, but it's crazy. I mean, I'm the type of person I am. I side with the workers. So for the writers, the directors, I hope they all get their money. Uh, the and what is it? I'm sure the screen actors will be right along within this mix as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
If the writers are striking, then the directors are about to strike. I'm sure the screen actors aren't too far behind either. It just makes sense that they'll be part of it as well. So I hope that overall this will they'll all be able to get their money. It does suck that if it does end up prolonging and pushing out dates as far as the movies and shows being able to drop at that point. It will it absolutely suck. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think because it's been a week now, right? Since
Uh,
the
I think it's 2 weeks.
it's already hit.
Wait, I mean, I could
God.
be wrong. I could be wrong.
No, you might be right. It's just that
Yeah,
if it's two
yeah,
weeks, that's
I
been
think
a
it is 2 weeks
fast two
now.
weeks.
Yeah,
God, dog it, man. So yeah, they need to get on that ground, start talking to these people to try to get it done. Because I understand like they've been doing disruption as far as from movie to movie or show to show. The ones that's already been completed, just that's what strikes do. So just to get a little additional noise going. So I do hope that they're able to get to the table, hash it out, get some disgruntled on both sides, and get the job done. So, we need these shows. We need them, shows and movies.
Yeah, because like I said, with this one, it's nowhere near. I mean, near, but not like Blade. This isn't the same
Mm-hmm.
situation as Blade. Like
Nah,
Blade was supposed to come out 815 years ago.
exactly.
So that's a different situation. Like Blade would be starting or whatever, or get some things going, then stop. Kind of start, get some things going, then stop.
Yeah,
Start, get some things going, then stop. You know what I'm saying? Like with this one, this has really, like I said, supposedly, Gunn has already had the script and everything ready to go and stuff. Which I believe it. When Gunn, I think Gunn is one of those guys, man. Like when he want to get things going, like he
yeah.
want to, make sure everything is good to go. And let's get this thing
Mm-hmm.
started. Like, hey, everything, everybody good? We good? Got the script, everything cool. Actors,
Yeah,
bam, let's do this. And so I really believe, man, that he was already kind of ready to get some things going. I think we were going to start hearing some names of actors and stuff tied to the movie here in like the
absolutely.
next like couple months or whatever. So yeah,
Yeah,
like I said, man, I'm not too worried about this movie. Now, like you said, I do side with the workers. I agree with you, man. I side with the workers, and so I hope that they get what they deserve and all that stuff, man. Because from what I've been hearing, man, like the writers don't really these people are struggling every day. Like they're kind of like starving
yeah,
artists a little bit, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
they don't get they have to they have to make a livable wage, just like most people do, right? And
yeah,
so a lot of them are the reasons why you have these movies, good or bad. I know people can say, "Oh, the writer messed this movie up, messed that show up, or whatever, whatever." It still are the reasons why you have these opportunities to see these movies, right? Because they're
yeah,
the ones who make write the dialogue and all that stuff for you, man, for the movies and stuff. So
yeah,
that's why I say, man, look, I hope they definitely get what they deserve in these movies, man. Because I know for me, if I was in their position, I would want that, right?
yeah,
Like I know we can sit here all day and be mad because the movies or the shows aren't coming out that we want to come out. But let's think about the people, man, behind the scenes too, man. These people got it's their job, it's their livelihood, and they
yeah,
deserve to have what they to have the right to be able to live. So yeah, man. Like I said, hopefully, man, they get this thing squared away, man. You don't want it to, like I said before, cause you don't want this to last too long. You
no,
definitely don't want this to last too long, bro. Because if you last too long,
exactly.
that's gonna delay a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that'd be
man,
painful.
that's pretty much what we got for y'all today, man. All right, cuz man, what you been watching, man?
I've been grinding hard on the. I've been so finally finished up Snowfall, fantastic series. The John Singleton. Have Did you watch it?
Yeah, we finished it already.
So what I loved was how they had the ending. They had when they were walking through and
Yeah,
got
Boys in
him
the
out the
Hood.
house and walking. Yeah, bro, that was dope. That was dope. It's like, okay, I see a little paying respect to John. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. That was so great. Still on Succession. This last episode. Man, talk about was Shiv and her husband Tom were using knives to cut each other deep. It was uncomfortable
Hmm.
watching it. Like that's how it was so uncomfortable. Uh, that's one of my favorite shows right now, Succession. I do highly recommend everyone watching that one. It's the final season for it. What got us into one of our friend Jay got me and the wife watching it, but we will see tidbits and pieces of it because it was on right before. Uh, was it? I forgot the name of the show already, but it was with Issa Rae with her show. Uh, it was the
Oh, it
precursor
went
to
on
her show.
HBO Max.
Yeah.
I
So
can't think. My wife was watching a little bit of it. She stopped watching it.
The so as that we'll go to that show to get ready for that one, and Succession will be on. So we are constantly catch like the last 5-10 minutes of it, and say, "Oh man, it's a pretty good show." At some point, we got to watch it. And Jay was like, "Nah, yeah, I need to go ahead and get this thing started." This show's fantastic, and yeah, this final season they've been on one. It's uh the way that they've written this final season is how you want the season, final season to go. Start clearing up some things, have some uncomfortable moments. It's so great. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. What you got going?
I just finished binge watching Ultraman season 3, so I'm finally done with that.
Yeah.
Um, after that, I'm trying to think. I thought I was watching something else, man. So Disney Plus has added the Spider-Man movies on there. Not all of them, but
Yeah,
some
that.
of them. I think it was Spider-Man 1, 2,
Mm-hmm.
3, Amazing Spider-Man 1, and Spider-Man Homecoming,
Yeah.
and Venom. Well, Spider-Man Homecoming and Venom just got added, I think, this weekend. So I was
Yeah, they did.
watching a little bit. I was watching the first. I was watching Homecoming. Last night, me and my wife. You know what, man? I watched that movie after watching the other two Spider-Man movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think my mind has changed on that movie. I don't like how Tom Holland was so goofy in that movie.
Yeah.
I think I said that before too. I just I didn't like it, man. He was just incompetent. I know like people go, oh, he was a kid or whatever. It's like, but he's an intelligent kid, right? Like
Yeah.
he to do a lot of things in that the series of movies is just like kind of like, okay, that's not Spider Man, bro. Like if you go to the comics, man, like yeah, Peter messed up and stuff, but it wasn't like that though. And he would
Mm-hmm.
correct his mistakes at the end of the comic, right? And so with this one, it was like he just kept like doing blunders and this and that, and I'm just like, okay, I hope that here in Spider-Man 4, whenever they make it, 'cause they're gonna make it, they're definitely
Yeah.
gonna make it. So whenever they do make it, man, I hope that he's fully Spider-Man. Like there's no more of that kid stuff and acting
Yeah.
incompetent and all that stuff, man. Like I want him to be fully adult, wise Spider-Man. Like I want to understand that, hey, you've been Spider-Man long enough to know what you should do and what's not to do, or whatever. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that that's the case on the Spider-Man 4. But yeah, like I said, I got finished watching Ultraman. 12 episodes. I thought I was 10. I was up to like 3 o'clock in the morning trying to finish it, and I looked and I'm like, it ended in a way where like you know how at the end of Netflix you'll say like next episode and it'll like light up and it goes
Yeah.
to the next episode. So I'm like next episode. So I stopped it and looked and it said 12 episodes. I was like, God, dang it. I said, no, I gotta watch this tomorrow. I ain't finna make it, man. But yeah, that's what I was watching. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got, man. You got anything else you want to touch on, man, before we roll out?
No, I'm good at this point. Hit everything. Guardians hit over 500 million worldwide.
Mm.
So yeah, they're doing big things.
Man, shout out to John Campy, man. He was a so it's a running joke, bro. So Black Adam is now the thresh mark now. It's like say they'll be like, yo, Deadpool made two Black Adams. Bro, leave that movie alone, man. Let him make it, man. I think Black Adam made 400 total, 400 million at the box office. Yeah,
Oof.
and so now that's like the running joke. Now it's like, how many Black Adams did it make? Oh, it made 3 Black Adams. Oh, okay. This is like, bro, really, man. Leave that movie alone, man. Let them make it, man. But nah, listen, that's gonna probably do it for us, guys. Listen, man, we definitely appreciate y'all geeking
Yeah,
out with your boys early in the morning here on a Saturday.
need that.
We definitely appreciate it, guys. We definitely will be back soon, guys,
Yeah,
for
man.
more geek news. So stay geeked. Superman in the building. Eh.
Got them all. Got them all.
Yes, sir. And we out, guys.
Hey, say